Hi, this is Lara Taubman. I'm here to talk to you about the second to last song on my new album, The Gospel of Getting Free. I'm going through each song and telling you a little about each song. And this track is called Love is the Rule. I wrote this song based on one real life event and some ideas that had been orbiting around me for a while, and they sort of came together when I decided to use this prompt for the song, which was in my real life, I had over the course of a year or two a scourge and massive amount of rats in my home. And there were just cracks in the walls in my house. It was an old building. In my apartment, they were coming through holes that they'd chewed up over years. And these weren't the little guys, these were the big guys. And so very shocking, really leaves an imprint on you. I cannot unsee what I have seen. Let me just say that. One invasion can happen. Multiple invasions makes me start to think about what in my reality, what in my mind is creating this. What are these rats trying to tell me? So I did some research, and symbolically, historically, rats have, especially in Asian and Chinese philosophy and symbology, rats are actually wise. They tell you sort of the secrets of your shadow world. They're very clever. They can show you and enlighten you. They're a positive thing. That really helped me kind of deal with having them in my life physically and really thinking about what they actually meant in there. And when the rats get in there, I had to think about, I'm still afraid of the dark. I started thinking about childhood nursery rhymes, and then I wanted that idea to sort of be in this album. Nursery rhymes, Grimm's fairy tales, calypso music. Lord Invader wrote a lot of nursery rhymes that were that were calypso music. And I thought, God, how perfect. These are all ideas and stories that I had always loved and worked with since I was a little girl. And I wanted to talk about being afraid of the dark. That's the first line. I'm still afraid of the dark. I watch the clock strike 2 and 3 and 4 like a nursery rhyme, and just waiting for the night to get through, insomnia, thinking I'm seeing things in the dark. And then the rats who were there, who hide in the corner under the dormer where rats used to live, where I'm safe and I'm in the dark, but I'm in the dark and I'm safe. And so I sacrifice, a nuance of my life by hiding in the darkness. Ultimately, I think that's what that means for me. And please remember, while I'm sitting here explaining my song to you, I'm finding things out. A lot of lyrics that I write just come out, and if they work in the song, I'll use them. I just kind of figure out what it means later, and oftentimes I do. I mean, they have meaning, I just haven't ordered them. They come out of my subconscious, and I haven't consciously ordered them together. And I think that's an ideal method of writing a song, is to just let things kind of happen and figure out the meaning later if you ever need to. It's fun to figure it out, and actually writing these things and figuring out these puzzles about myself, really, it helps me. It helps me order my life in a very real way that feels like it's from my heart and not from my mind. So then getting to the chorus, what I realize is the song is really about getting on the right side of trauma. I do a lot of trauma somatic work where I find the feeling of whatever's upsetting me in my body. So that's a lot of what this album is about. When I started doing that therapy, around the same time started writing this album, and I was thinking a lot about how trauma has run my life. So I was asking all these questions, and that's what you hear in the chorus is, who is the judge? Who is the lamb? Who holds the heart in whose hands? The devil beware, the devil may care. I'm doing the best that I can. Because of the trauma, I've attracted a lot of people around me who were not necessarily, were also traumatized, and let them abuse me, essentially. That's what these questions are. Who's right and who's wrong? Who's working from the heart and who's not? And ultimately, the one thing I know, and you'll hear this in all my other music, in my first 2 albums for sure, no matter what the complex problem is, it's going to take you a little while to figure out and untangle. What you do have is love. In my song Revelation off my first album titled Revelation, in that song, that was the revelation for me when that song came to me. Love is so simple, and that's been my revelation. And it is. I think it's by believing in love that I've been able to forge through as far and as quickly as I have. If we can just, I always told myself, if I can just believe in love enough, if I can just stay long enough in the light, at least even just halfway, I can find the peace that will get me through. And coming back around to this song, love is the rule. Love is the organizing principle, and I guess that's what I'm saying. I'm saying to the abusers, because I pray for my abusers. I've forgiven my abusers. It's the only way to move past them. It's the only way to find people who won't abuse anymore, to have around me. And there was a time where I did love my abusers, still love my abusers. And in order to survive well, I have to find the peace there of flowing and living, and that's what that song ultimately is about. Love is the rule of this land, and this is how I live in my world. Love is my rule. If you want to be in this world anymore, you have to live by that rule. Yeah. This one just had a lot of moving parts to it. A lot of different stories came in to provide the lines. I wrote this song, and then I brought it to Osgold Buck, and he made those great hooks in the chorus. And other things. I mean, we shaped that song up together, and that's always very meaningful when you have people who you can bring in who hear what you're saying and can help, put the square together finally. So that's really what that song is about. If you have any comments, if you have any questions about it, you can, or you want to talk about trauma, you don't have to put it in the comments. You can DM me. That's something I'm always open to talking to, and healing from that is something I'm very engaged in personally for myself. DM me. I'm not a therapist. I don't even look like one, but we're in the world together, and we all can heal. That is one thing I know to be true. I hope you have a beautiful day, and thank you for listening. And go listen to the song if you're into it. I'm very happy with how it came out. Thank you.